good morning. Actually, morning.
Actual morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Good. Well, depending on when you're watching this, you could be watching this later tonight, but it is currently remember the first of no. Wait, no, that's not how
No.
that one works. No, but it is the first of November. My name is AJ, joined along by Miss McMahon,
Hello.
and yeah, well,
I chose this, I know.
yeah. So
I'm
we
glad I did.
we are looking at Digimon Seekers 3-6. So,
Ooh.
welcome to episode 37 of the Cockroach Podcast. Welcome, welcome to episode 37 of the Cockroach Podcast Mini. And yeah, so Yulin and Kosuke don't have Dorumon and Ryudomon at all. They have
No.
Tentamon and Palmon.
Yeah,
Kosuke has Tentamon and Yulin has Palmon.
that confused me.
It probably should have been obvious by the compound ice thing last week, but
Mm.
I didn't because
We
because
know they're their partners now. It made sense that they were their partners then.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. Also, Tartarus is the name of their exploration project.
Yeah.
So Kosuke has adopted that.
Yeah, he's not original at all. He just stole
Yeah.
it.
So Ryusenji would have known who he was the whole time.
Yeah. Something to do with exploring the underworld or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we're just continuing this like build up to the
Mm.
inevitable um self-destruction of this group. They spend a lot of time talking about mind linking and um
They're getting there.
yeah.
Um, getting in. They're getting into the dock.
Mm,
Basically, they're connecting in the dock, and they haven't left the dock.
yeah. Which is like right, it's like everything's all monochrome and it's like there's so much noise.
Mm.
Yeah, it's yeah.
No wonder she's throwing up,
Mm.
walking through TV static.
It basically yeah, that's really sort of the feeling I get from that. Like but and then sort of they're like Kosuke's like, oh look, this is a processing error like issue. We need more power. And Ryusenji's like, oh, so none of you have made it to the digital world then. Okay. Like, well, sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Like, he's not disappointed per se, but there's a sort of a feeling that like, oh, this could be going better.
Yeah, like we should be further than this by now.
Mm.
Yeah. Saya's the only one still throwing up.
Yeah, we kind of
Yeah.
learn later on, because they go out to the site where the university is going to be built,
Mm.
and she's like, "We're going to be working here someday." And you imagine us all together in 10 years doing all this Digimon research and
No, give her a head pat because she won't
yeah.
die.
But she talks about how she can hear the voices. Oh, sorry, of Agumon when they're
Yeah.
mind linked. And Kosuke's like, "You've never put that in your reports. What are you talking about?" She goes, "Yeah, because if I start hallucinating, they'll take me off the project."
Yeah.
Um,
She's unsure if it's real or not.
yeah.
So.
No, I will say it like the if I if they think I'm hallucinating comes from the Google translated version of the story rather than the official translation where she says if they think I'm hearing things.
Yeah.
Um, because my phone for everything that it can do doesn't automatically update to the official translation.
Mm.
I don't even have the options there for like Japanese, English, Chinese.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I have to like Google Translate it. So some of the wording is a bit different. No, I've glanced gazered over the sorry. Um, hey, look, the official channel like acknowledged Atmon again. So
Yeah.
apparently Gatchmon went to see the 02 movie, and
Mm.
Cameramon and Peepomon were there trying to illegally record it. Which I thought was hilarious. Don't do that.
Cameraman?
Sorry, Cameramon.
There you go.
Um, so that was fun. I was like, wait a minute, you're acknowledging Atmon again?
Mm,
That's interesting. Also, they're announcing some sort of change for the card game or some new thing coming out, and we're getting more information in December, but we'll
mm.
touch on that in a few minutes because um we might end up covering it again on the live show
Yeah.
tonight when we're doing Cross Wars 50 and 51, but I'm curious on
Mm.
what they might be going for with this. But anyway, um
A way to bring actual Atmon.
well, it sounds like because it starts talking about like the metaverse and things like that, right? And then
Mm.
you remember there was a whole thing like earlier, was it earlier this year or late last year, where they announced they were doing a Gundam metaverse thing, and everyone went, "Oh, okay, so you're pouring bajillions into this rather than giving Habu money to make a proper Digimon game."
Yeah.
That seems legit.
Mm.
So it sounds like that might be an extension of that. It could either be a couple of things. We might actually be getting a video game based on the card game. We
Right.
could be getting an actual online app for playing the card game. Um, or it could just be a new manga series or a novel
Mm.
that uses the card game as a tie-in.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people speculate because the trailer uses a lot of the same themes as Seekers.
Mm.
What if Ryu Senji opens like Digimon Land at the end of the story, and this is where like so this is a novel to support the card game where Seekers is intended, I suppose, to be a novel to support the Vital Bracelet.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how much stock I put in that one, but if it is just another novel series, I wouldn't be. I'd be like, oh, okay, this is Digimon's future now. This
Mm.
is like we're not going to see an anime for like a while.
Yeah.
Um, so, but
Mm.
I'm kind of hoping it's more that the card game is just getting like something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel
Mm.
or some sort of like actual video game,
Yeah.
um, which could be used like competitively or something like the old Yu-Gi-Oh games used to be like the ones on the DS were literally called like World Championship, and
Okay.
you'd build your deck on those and you'd go play
Mm.
competitively and things like that. Um, and they've shown off a poster for like this new raptor bird looking Digimon. It doesn't have a name yet, and a poster for what we presume to be its mega form. And honestly, from like the piece of it that they've shown off, it looks like some sort of weird mix between Omegamon and Seraphimon.
Okay.
It is. Hold on. Oh, there. We were talking about it on the Discord. So I can just pull info from there. But yeah, it's uh, the trailer says more information coming in December. And I figure for the live show, maybe we'll look at the trailer, but just for this. So yeah. Okay, I thought the Twitter post might have been on it. But this is our new Raptor friend. Like they've blurred out the name of the thing.
Mm.
And I won't play the video, but like see here, like just as I'm skipping through it, like metaverse, disconnection, I don't know what TALE is, but full
Mm.
dive game, trader, raid quests,
Writer.
fused world, D storage, encounters for freedom. Um, and then sort of and then 2024, something decided,
Mm.
and then next update this December, and there's the oh.
Oh, yeah.
So so it's got like an Omegamon head, but then like it's got this winged chest plate thing, and
Mm.
so but it's definitely something like based around. But that art is also very Seekersy.
Yeah, if you hadn't have pointed out the chestplate thing, I would have just assumed something. To be
I did at
honest,
the
yeah.
start, and I was like, "Oh, of course." Well, he's got a feature in it, and then I was like, "Oh wait, no, that's actually a different design. He's just got that same face."
Mm. It looks like your little Palmon figure is eating your Digimon.
Ah, she's probably hungry. She's been there a while.
Mm-hmm.
Relevant though, considering she's a character at least
This week,
in,
yeah.
in this week on Seekers. So hello there, friend.
So Palmon is part lizard.
Yeah, she's kind of like a Bulbasaur,
Mm.
where she's like reptilian with plant features.
Never pegged her to be reptilian.
No, well, I mean,
She's just plant.
yeah, I think when they were doing those Vital Bracelet commercials initially, where like with the 3D models and the kids interacting, the Palmon Tamer came in like rather late,
Mm.
and but like yeah, they did kind of make her skin a bit more not scaly, but there was a bit of an uncanniness to it where
Mm.
in anime, yeah, she does just kind of look like plant person.
Yeah,
But
that's what I always assumed, but
yeah,
they specified her as a lizard in this.
yeah, I think her like original Bandai official art like pegs like shows off her reptiliness a bit more, but you see it more so in the face and the body. But like then she has like stems and whatever going through her arms for
Yeah,
plants,
I
but
would
I
have
think it's
just
more in the
assumed.
face because
I wouldn't call that a lizard face at all.
yeah,
Bug face, maybe, but.
Gabumon is also lizard,
Mm.
not wolf, so people forget that. But yeah, she's always been.
Yeah, but she doesn't peel her face off to be lizard.
That's fair. Um, but yeah, yeah,
So Kosuke has Palmon? No, he has Tentamon.
he has.
Yulin has it.
Yulin has
Okay.
Palmon and Kosuke has Tentomon here.
Hmm.
And some interesting choices, and I get why they did that. I mean, that's like they were some of the first.
Hmm.
Agumon, Tentomon, Palamon. You've got some like name recognition there. You've got some um known Digimon,
Yeah.
and they were again some of the first. Like the original VPET, they were probably like part of the
Hmm.
original like evolution chains and things
Yeah.
like that. So it's callbacks within callbacks.
Hmm.
Um, makes me curious when they actually do get their proper partners, like does Ryu Senji, because it talks about like how the level of mind linking they want to get to won't happen until like internet speeds increase and there's better like there's better, more refined versions of the Digivice.
Hmm.
And I guess that's the linker
Yeah.
later on. So like does Ryu Senji reach out to them with new partners? Does something go wrong with this mission where they lose Saya and they also lose Tentomon and Palmon?
Hmm. Yeah, because
Um,
Agumon is gone.
yeah,
So,
presumably with Saya's personality latched onto its core.
yeah.
So, but yeah, so like it's just continuing like this nice little set of like segments we've had where you're seeing this friendship between these three characters, and you
Hmm.
know Ryu Senji compares them like what they've been doing to like the Apollo missions where like
Hmm.
the first attempt to go to the moon didn't exactly go well and a bunch of astronauts lost their lives, and
Yeah.
it wasn't until like the seventh one where they actually got to orbit the moon, and then the 13th where they landed very famously.
Yeah.
Even if that was a scam and it was all recorded on a TV now. I don't subscribe to that. I'm being facetious. But I know there are people out there who do, and it's weird.
Mm.
Like I to a point, I'm like, yeah, why haven't they done it again? But
Why
you've
would
done
they?
it
It's been
once.
done.
Yeah,
New planet, please.
yeah. There's nothing left up there to look at. Well, why would you do it again? Um,
Robots for that kind of thing.
and that's it. That's it. Everything is like drones. Like how many drones are just dead on Mars right now
Mm.
that we've sent there? You know, we're just littering Mars and we haven't even settled there yet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, um, but you know, so like he's yeah, so his comparisons to like the Apollo missions and things like that, and I like the little segment where like they go out and they're like this plot of land which has just been um mowed down, like there's not even trees left on it, and it's
Mm.
got prefab buildings for the construction workers to sort
Mm.
of work and live in or whatever. Like Saya's like looking to the future and 10 years ahead. um you know, and then she's the less adept at mind linking, but she's got the strongest bond with her Digimon.
Yeah.
And we see that as well because she's like, "What? You guys don't talk to your Digimon?
Mm.
That's weird." Like she's looking at this from a very um like raise it like she's looking at this like in a very like raising an actual pet
Mm.
kind of perspective rather than a science project
It
or
feels like she's the one who keeps her pet in the house and the other two lock it in the back garden.
yeah.
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 You
Yeah, that's a very good comparison.
don't cuddle up with it on the couch? What are you doing?
Yeah, you weirdo. You know, and then that's where the conversation of like her hearing the voice of the Vagamon comes from, and Yulin's like talking to Palmon. I never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see like the differences in them there, where like because Kosuke is the engineer and
Yeah.
Yulin's the diplomat. Like there's a whole conversation of like, oh no, Ryu Senji needs Yulin more than he needs us to, and
Mm.
you're just looking to go, like, does he though?
Mm-hmm.
But what? Huh?
She speaks extra languages, of course.
Yeah, but we know she's a genius in her own right, but
Mm.
like the story has like outright said that like Saya outclasses her there, and Kosuke is like the head engineer for all of this. So like, what is so special about Yulin that like even Saya's like, oh yeah, no, he needs you more than us two. Like that was a
Yeah.
weird that
Well,
was a
one of the
weird
things she
take.
said that even if Saya was like the best at all of it,
Yeah.
he'd still wouldn't think she was or something because he can't separate her as his daughter.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
To that effect, or he's like heaping praise on her because oh my child did the thing rather
Yeah.
than you know
Yeah. Rather than my work associate did a thing.
yeah he can't separate the relationship there.
Yeah, and as much as she tries, like, because
Mm-hmm.
we've seen that where she'll go, Dad, no, no, sorry, the professor.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's fair, and that has to be sort of like that has to be like an annoying thing for her as well.
Mm.
That like a lot of her
You don't want to be the nepo baby.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to. Like a lot of her, uh, natural talent will always be sort of looked at as, ah, well, look, you're only here because you're the professor's daughter,
Mm.
and that's gotta suck.
You're better at it because you had access to him and we didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's gotta suck. But
Oh, what else sucks? Is Pepsi is dead.
yeah, well, I mean, it is a couple of days old. Like it's just, and that bottle has been opened and closed and opened and closed.
Would you pass me
I suppose I can.
a can?
Hey. But yeah, so Kosuke goes off to the vending machine and gets them all drinks, and then there's a whole thing about why are they serving cold drinks in these machines in the dead of winter? And then
I'm
says he
just
gives
there
them
going,
hot drinks.
yeah,
Like which is it?
yeah. But I'm just like, we've got vending machines with hot
I
drinks.
know. I mean, we don't
What
really
would
do.
that be? We don't really do vending machines here.
No, we don't. Like we don't do vending machines with like canned coffee and
Mm.
like you might see them at train stations, but like they're definitely not like in public parks and
Mm.
things like that, or at like shopping malls and whatever. Like we don't do that. So that
Mm.
concept is like, oh, that's neat.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of
You're
just
not
something.
allowed to have vending machines in schools here.
No.
That's
Um,
unhealthy. That depends what you put into
That yeah,
it.
that really just depends on what you put into it.
Yeah, we were supposed to get vending machines in our school
Oh
before, and then there was a whole movement against it because too much sugar and foods or snacks or something.
yeah.
But, oh, ringing.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
hot vending machines would be nice,
yeah,
especially for something like that. You're out, you're looking over a place like it's like if you went on a late night drive somewhere and you're, you know.
yeah, and that's just like this sort of gives us an indication that like this is somewhere between like November and February. This is happening.
Mm,
They haven't quite said, "Oh, Christmas is coming," so
yeah.
um,
That's what
she
you're saying.
dies on Christmas. Could you imagine?
Yeah, well, we were saying it was like before their wedding or whatever, but
Mm.
we still haven't figured out if they're married yet or not.
Yeah.
Because first she was his wife and then they were engaged.
Yeah.
What?
Silly translation.
Are they just boyfriend and girlfriend now in
Ah.
this chapter?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're Benjamin buttoning the relationship.
Mm.
They started with a divorce, then got married, then got engaged, and now they're dating. And then, like, the next chapter, they won't even know who each other are.
Yeah.
Meeting for the first
Wow.
time. Um,
Oh.
then what else was there?
Well, Yulin gets a bit weird.
Yeah, she like Yulin starts feeling like a third wheel, and she's like,
they're all cuddly and whatnot.
yeah, she's like, I'm gonna be in the car. And
Yeah.
then, depending on the translation here,
Yeah.
either starts filming the couple or takes
Because
a
she's
photo of them
angry.
because she's angry at being a third wheel and they're being all like they're being all PDA.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, you weirdo.
Yeah, like if
Oh,
she's
look at my friends. Oh, my friends are just cuddling. I better take a video of that.
I mean, actually, you say that, right? You say that, right? But there would be people out there who would be like, if this was a bit more of a modern story,
Oh yeah, they'd
would
be filming it.
record it
Yeah.
and then send it into a group chat and be like, "Oh, these idiots."
Yeah, or post it on TikTok, like, when you're the single friend or
Yeah,
something like that. But this is
and I say depending on
she's using a flip phone right there.
yeah, and I say depending on the translation because the Google translated version says she started filming them.
Mm,
The official translation says she took a sneaky photo.
yeah.
And there's a lot of that in this chapter where I've noticed because I read the Google translated first where the official translation is actually finally really starting to feel like somebody is going in and
Mm,
modernizing the text or making it easier to
mm.
making it flow easier.
They're also using terms to make them sound more intelligent.
Yeah.
Like there was a bit about meeting the Digimon, the Yulin who said it or Kosuke
Mm.
about meeting them is like seeing aliens or something.
Oh yeah.
It said seeing aliens in your version, and then in the official one it says contacting extraterrestrials or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of like yeah, making them sound not nerdier, but like yeah,
Yeah,
um more eloquent in their speech
yeah.
because they're big brain people.
Mm.
Um and but the funniest part of that is as we get to the end
Yeah.
and Operation Tartarus is set to go and Yulin, Kosuke, and Saya were to simultaneously mind link to their Digimon. This was the first three-person simultaneous mind link.
I don't like how it says the attack team. They're not attacking anything.
No.
They're an observation team.
Yulin's the captain, Kosuke the engineer and navigator, and Saya's the one-woman survey team. They boarded a digital observation vessel they dubbed the Tartarus probe. So there's Tartarus coming up again.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they boarded this digital.
Are they on the Ark?
But is it just that there's three of those machines in it says test chamber 4, I'm assuming that's D4.
Yeah.
So is it just that is a room with those three things in it? Those three machines? Because they have to, they need a machine each to do this.
Yeah.
So it's just written a bit weird there. Like they're getting on a spaceship or something.
Mm. Like under the direction of Professor Ryusenji, on Professor Ryusenji's orders. Like it's
Mm,
just it's in someone is going in and making this flow a bit better now. And I'm
yeah,
like, where the hell was this back in chapter one?
yeah. They're still making mistakes though.
Oh
Like there
yeah.
was the I can't remember what it said, but the weirdo ones or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a whole thing of like what if we're not the ones discovering the digital world?
Oh
What
yeah.
if the Digimon are the ones discovering us?
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a typo there where it's like
Yeah.
yeah. We're the
What
we're
if the
being
weird the
discovered.
weird?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Really,
What
yeah.
if we're the we're being discovered?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um
Yeah. The biggest difference is that last line.
so we don't often do this, but I'm gonna read verbatim what the official translation says,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna read verbatim what the Google translation says.
Yeah.
And you tell me which one sounds like chapter 3-7 is going to be a lot more urgent.
Mm.
It's because we're on 3-6 today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Episode 37.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is yeah. All right. So this is the official translation. Ryusenji Electronics' Tartarus program was at last ready for its debut in Test Chamber 4. On Professor Ryusenji's orders, the attack team consisting of Yulin, Kosuke, and Saya were to simultaneously mind-link to their Digimon. Yulin was the captain, Kosuke the engineer and navigator, and Saya the one-woman survey team. They boarded a digital observation vessel they dubbed the Tartarus probe and prepared to begin the first direct observation of the digital world through their partner Digimon, Palmon, Tentomon, and Agumon. It was an abject failure. Okay. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay. Okay, fair enough. Here is the Google translated version. Ryusenji Electronics Industry, 4th Laboratory. The day the Tartarus plan was executed. Under the direction of Professor Ryusenji, the attack team consisting of Yulin, Kosuke, and Saya transferred mental data to the Digi-core of the AI lifeform Digimon. Mind link for 3 people at the same time. Yulin is the captain, Kosuke is the engineer or navigator, and Saya is the observer who conducts the exploration.
Right.
So completely different wording there.
Yeah.
The 3 consciousnesses boarded the digital virtual observation ship Tartarus with their respective partner Digimon, Palmon, Tentomon, and Agumon. Direct exploration of the digital world by MindLink has finally begun. And we're screwed. Now you tell me which one is going, oh, what happens next week?
Yeah. Like abject failure sounds like Ryosenji writing
Like a journal
in
or
a
something.
journal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we're screwed sounds more like Kosuke going like, oh, or
Mm.
Yulin as the captain going, "Oh, this is bad."
Yeah.
But like,
I wonder if you swap over to the Japanese there for a minute. Like we're screwed. Does that have any like is that written like someone spoke it? Like are there quotation marks around it or
um, which the
it's not there?
no,
But that's what I'm wondering in the Japanese. The
no,
that's what I'm saying. If you swap to Japanese, either
oh
is there
no.
no.
Which you can see the and
Yeah.
then we're that's where in this one it's just
Mm.
so a lot of the syntax is
Yeah. I don't know. It's written very differently, I find.
yeah.
Like in saying that the way that one is written is more you know, this vessel, the AI, Digimon creatures or Digimon or whatever. In this, it's just like, it's not explaining that again.
No.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like I did like this is a very truncated version of
What that says,
of
yeah.
what that says. Like there's so much more to it.
Mm.
Um, because this reiterates it's the fourth laboratory. It's the day the plan was to be executed.
Mm.
Where the official translation is just the program was at last ready for its debut.
Yeah.
In test chamber 4. Um. So yeah.
Feels like one of them had a bigger word count.
But yeah, like that's kind of it. Like it was again. Yeah, like I do like the yeah, like that's like the yeah, we talked about like them not being able to separate, Saya from like Ryusenji between
Mm.
daughter and like and work colleague and things like that. Like I just
Mm.
enjoy I'm just enjoying seeing these characters like
Yeah.
just interact in general. I've actually had more fun with these three than I have with Leon and Eiji's melodrama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
give
I'm
like
liking these guys much better.
yeah, give me a series or something just based on these three's, you
Mm.
know, adventures in the digital world or
And then show us everything else from their perspective.
yeah.
Then maybe cut to AG later.
Yeah.
But it would still be from their perspective.
Hmm.
Yeah. But, well, that would be cool if we had a perspective of where Saya is.
We
But
may do.
nobody else
Yeah.
knows. Yeah. That would be interesting.
So I'd say this weekend is when it all goes to pot. And then
Mm.
the following weekend, 3-8, is when AG comes back into the story.
Yeah. Is the big one.
Yeah.
The big failure.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes. Like, not that I'm looking forward to Saya being killed off or anything,
Yeah.
but really curious to see, like,
What exactly happens and
yeah,
how it happens.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be sad when this section ends.
yeah,
Just now they'll all be grown up and sad and actually
yeah.
dead.
And like we'll know, like in a manner of ways, like whether whether it's Saya being DMIA or the other two having lost part of themselves because of all of this, or
Yeah.
feeling a bit like dead inside because everything went so
Yeah.
wrong because they had such little understanding of everything at the time.
Yeah, I'm wondering that line back there about, like how Yulin is important and all
Mm.
that, and it says because you're the one who could stop us. And I'm wondering now, did Ryosenji or Kosuke push to keep going with whatever they were doing?
Mm.
And like Yulin tried to stop it, and maybe that's why.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I get you.
Or did Kosuke push on, and he's the reason Saya?
I guess we'll find out next week.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out next
because
week because I feel like next week's
Ryosenji
gonna be a big
and
one.
yeah,
Like,
Ryosenji and Yulin still talk, so
yeah,
maybe she tried to save his daughter by stopping it.
yeah,
And Kosuke went, "No, we're just there. We're almost there." And then she was, yeah.
mm.
And that might be why he's all gritty and angry and,
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, no, we'll find out next week.
mm,
Um, with a bit of luck. Like, I feel like next week's just gonna be a long one
yeah.
as well. So
Mm,
that's yeah. No, again, looking forward to seeing where we go with these three characters and like we know like Thaya, it does not end well. Like we
mm.
know that, and but that isn't.
That's the worst part about all of these chapters is, like, had we gotten these first, it would be so much more devastating.
Yeah.
when it happens to her, but it's also kind of terrifying in a way that she's saying like, "Oh, we're getting married and we're
Oh yeah, she's
no, we're gonna
triggering
be
all the death flags. Like,
yeah, like
and
we're
because she hasn't been featured in the story up till now, like we kind of said last week, even if we didn't have that trailer, we'd know it doesn't end well.
mm,
Like we may not know to the extent, but we'd start putting two and two together. Like, oh, hold
yeah,
on, this character isn't around. There's a mysterious body in the D4 lab that's just in
mm,
a coma, and they're searching for a black Agumon.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
um,
Like
but she's
we'll be
triggering.
working here over the next
Yeah, like she's
10 years. No, you
Yeah, no,
won't.
she's triggering all her death flags.
Yeah.
So the fun is going to be in if they can save her. Like,
Mm.
is that even going to be possible? I'm
Oh,
sure
it's
they'll
gonna be
find a
so
way,
weird.
but if they can't, like that's going to be worse.
Yeah, imagine waking up. Even if she spent 10,
10
20
years in
years
the coma. Yeah.
in the digital world, if
Mm.
she's had some kind of other experience, imagine waking up one day and all your friends are like in their 40s.
Yeah.
Your dad is old, and
Dur.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's an
Yeah.
old man now. Whereas 20 years ago he would have just been like, just older professor type. Now he's an old man.
Yeah.
And yeah, your husband just like mentally 20 odd years older than you.
Mm. Yeah. It's
That would
going to be
be
really fun to see how it all comes together.
yeah.
Genuinely.
But if she actually like got to roam around in the digital world and
Mm.
yeah, that'll be fun to find out. We
Mm.
get a whole chapter of just Saya in the digital world.
I mm,
I don't see it happening, but that would be cool.
Yeah. Or if we do like start getting interactions with the Black Agumon,
Mm.
maybe there's notions that it's her more so than the Agumon, or
Mm.
there's kind of a not a split personality thing, but depending on the interaction, there might be context clues of who's actually interacting with the characters.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Hmm. Imagine your wife turned into a black Agumon. It's a bit awkward.
A little bit. I'm not thinking about that one, to be
Yeah.
honest.
At
Um,
least Ryosenji can't be like, hey, give me some grandchildren.
oh,
Yeah.
Good lord. Okay. Okay. I was more so thinking like if Kosuke did find the Black Agumon, like
Yeah.
what would the research in trying to pull Saya's consciousness out of it entail?
I mean, I feel like I don't think he's been successful, obviously, in that. Well, like, he
Mm,
can't be successful with that until he finds her, finds the Agumon either way.
yeah.
But I feel with the technology behind the linker, like, Eiji doesn't have to be in a big giant machine to do that.
No.
He can just do that at home in bed.
Hmm.
And yeah, but more so on the toilet because otherwise he's gonna shit himself. But which he did.
Yeah.
But you can just do that at home now. So the technology is far more advanced. So you just need. I don't like. Has anyone actually gone DMIA
Since we don't
since
know.
I? Because that's
So what
there's
I'm
always threats of it. But
Yeah. But that's the thing. I'm very curious, and I kind of said this a couple of weeks ago, where Saya's gone DMIA, but we don't know what negative impact that had on the research.
mm,
Like, is the reason D4 is locked away because government regulations stepped in and went, oh, no, you can't be doing this anymore, or this is where the Digi
yeah. See,
Police
they're
came from?
doing. Yeah, they were doing this in secret. We know that
Yeah.
because otherwise, because you can't be doing human testing,
Yeah.
basically.
Basically, yeah.
So yeah,
Does the world at large even know that DMIA is possible, or it has happened yet?
yeah, like we know the police know
Mm-hmm.
because they have to mind link. It's like they've used what happened to Saya as guidelines for what not to do.
Yeah.
But just yeah, aside from the three people who knew her,
Mm.
like do people know where she is? Is she just off studying abroad or something,
Well,
you
that's the
know?
other thing. Yeah, is she just off in Europe?
Mm. Like it's a that's what I want to know. Like, did the company take a hit because of this?
Mm.
But also, I feel like it would also encourage more funding for research into how to stop this happening and how to bring people back from it.
Or, you know, corporations and governments do what corporations and governments do, and they just panic and shut everything down.
Yeah, but then I feel like we essentially convinced them otherwise.
We'll find out. I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out.
yeah. Like my brain went to kind of a dark place with it because
Mhm.
just the back in the concentration camps and stuff, what they would use. Yeah, no, what they would use in the research. Some of them would be like they would freeze people to see how long it would take for people to freeze to death in the ocean, so they'd know how long they had to save their own pilots.
Right.
So I'm thinking like that kind of way with
Mm. Okay.
the government go, okay, well we do need this technology for X and Y,
Mm.
so you need to research how long they have and you know
Yeah.
and how to undo this. So that's kind of the way my brain thought about it.
Mm.
Like they did those kind of deep freezing like experiments and stuff to find out how to save other people.
Right.
But obviously in a much more cruel way. So yeah, I'm wondering if it'll kind of go that way.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, we won't know till next week,
Mm,
or if even.
mm,
This might not be. We might just be told the project was shut down, or we might not find out specifics for
mm,
another few months, depending on how much of this is left.
mm.
So, um, this
What are we? We're up to 6 out of possibly 12-ish.
six what?
Uh,
Three.
no, like 3-6.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6 parts, I guess,
yeah,
out of a possible 12 to 18.
yeah.
Yeah.
Taking one and two as
Mm.
guidelines. I feel like one was just longer because it had so much more to introduce, but
Yeah, it
this
had to
could,
introduce everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this could only go to 12 as well, possibly.
Mm.
Like, but that's still another 6 weeks of like,
Or 14 because they won't end on 13.
well, um, yeah. I don't know. Like I'm looking forward to seeing how they get how they get there,
Mm.
and it really feels like next week is going to be the everything falls apart chapter,
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It was an
and
abject failure.
we're screwed.
Is there any art this week?
Nope.
No. Boo.
Yep. No art. I looked just
People
before
are
we started
people are
recording.
still drawing though.
Yeah, I looked before we started recording, and the
Mm.
most recent artwork is still that one with Eiji and the three Tyrannomon with the
Yeah.
blue background on it.
Mm.
It's still that one. So
Okay. Do we have any comments?
yeah, possibly. Let's have a look. Desmond, let them chemical intermingle with each other.
Mm.
Ali says, well, it sounds to me like Bandai are trying very hard to make Seeker's story last a year with parts that don't have a lot of meat in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did sort of say that. Like, it really felt like this is being dragged out. Like, 3, 4, and 5 could have easily just been one part.
Yeah.
Like, mostly thought of how weird the Zero Two movie and the FNAF movie start the same day. The Zero Two movie seems to be uh, the final of the final of the Tri-Saga of films, and the FNAF movie will highly likely be the start of the FNAF verse or FNAF cinematic universe or whatever.
Mm.
If not, the following 2023 movie being the trend, most movies are just flopping for whatever reason.
It'll follow the trend of
Oh, it'll
flopping.
follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Well, FNAF seems to have done very well, from what I understand. Like it beat Mario, like
Mm.
as it's like the highest grossing video game movie in its opening weekend.
Yeah. It doesn't
Um,
necessarily mean it's good though.
no, but I mean,
Um.
the studios are gonna not care. Like if it's made that much money already, I'm
Yeah.
sure a sequel has already been greenlit.
Oh yeah,
You
probably.
know. And Zero Two, like I know the movie has performed better than Kizuna so far.
Mm.
Um, but I haven't looked at like reviews or anything to say whether it's good.
Yeah. I'm kind
Um,
of avoiding anything to do with it right
on
now.
yeah, until we get some sort of official release.
Mm.
So, all right. Um, yeah. So I think we'll just leave things. I think we can leave it there.
Yeah.
Um, thank you everybody for tuning in to this mini-sode. We will be back later tonight at time of recording with Digimon Cross Wars, our live reactions to episodes 50 and 51.
Yeah. Almost to the end.
Yeah. And yeah, I
Yeah. Sunday is
Tamers.
movie.
Yeah, we're on Sunday. We're going to be doing the second Digimon Tamers movie, Runaway Locomon, and the infamous Digifest 2021 stage play
Yeah.
to see if it's as wild and stupid as it was cracked up to be.
Hmm.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I've seen the
We've
discourse around it.
yeah.
But,
We've all seen
we've
the
seen
screenshot.
screenshots and
Yeah.
things, but I want to see it play out in context. Like, it's probably going to be dumb, but I'm looking forward to sort of live reacting to this thing and
Finding out if it's the mess that it's been hyped up to be.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically, or if it's like, no, I think maybe you're looking too deeply into things. But if Konaka, the head writer for Tamers, has gone down, and I haven't looked into it too much, but he apparently went down a big conspiracy theory rabbit hole
Mm.
some years ago and just has never really come out of it. So that's
Okay.
probably inferred a lot of the writing.
Mm.
But look, we'll judge it on its own merit.
Yeah.
At the time, we'll judge it on its own merit. Alrighty. Well, look, guys, we are gonna leave it there. So thank you all so much for joining in. Hopefully, see you tonight for Cross Wars 50 and 51. And if not, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you back here for Digimon Seekers 3-7 next week.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Good more night, everybody, and see you again.
Happy time zone.
Bye.
Bye.
Done. Done.
Da-da-da-da.